All right, so today, inner dialogue. So the first one's foundation. It's just breath because you're always going to anchor back into your breath work. Next one is inner dialogue, which is a very important topic, and it's very hard for people to see it. And I'm going to try to do my best to explain it. There is a voice inside your head, also known as thoughts, that goes on all the time. How many of you guys notice that? Most of us think that's us. What we may or may not know is those thoughts happen on its own. It's not you. You guys all know this. You guys all had experiences when you're trying to go to sleep. I'm trying to go to sleep. I'm going to just shut off my mind, and I can't. My mind just keeps going. And no matter what you do, it just keeps going. That was your first clue that these thoughts are not you. Just like we did on session 1, breathing. Breathing is voluntary and involuntary, meaning whether you are conscious of it or not, your respiratory system just breathes. It does it on its own. You don't have to think about it. But when you do bring your attention to it, you can control it. Now I bring my attention to it, I can slow it down, I can take deeper breaths, I can calm it down. The mind, the function of the mind is thinking. It's a thinking machine, it just keeps going. And it happens voluntarily and involuntarily. So what that means, most of the time, if you are not aware of it, it's just going to keep going. The problem that a lot of us have is that we think that whatever goes on here is really us. You guys following so far? So in meditation, a lot of times people think I need to meditate because I need to shut off my mind. Meditation, one of the key things that you want to get out of it, I'm going to give you the secret. Like Zen masters just have students do this and then hopefully they figure it out. The key thing after meditation is you can't control your mind. You're going to sit there. If you guys practice every single day, I'm just going to sit there and just calm myself. Don't have to think, just relax. Your mind's going to keep going. It's going to think about work. It's going to think about your family. It's going to think about things you got to do. It's going to think about all these things. Are you trying to do it? You're not. You're just trying to be there and be at peace. It's going by itself. And the reason why people meditate a lot is the more you do this, the more you clearly see that the thoughts are not my thoughts. And the more you see this, you kind of have that space. And then also the other thing with meditation is, as you see all these thoughts coming in, you're not doing anything about it. You don't have to respond. You don't have to react. You're just sitting there, oh, I need to do this later. Oh my gosh, I forgot to do this. You don't have to do anything. Now it's creating that control where whatever this mind, whatever thought is coming out, you have the decision whether to obey it or not, or to use it or not. You have that conscious decision, right? Because remember, it is, next week we're going to go more on how to control it, but today I just want to focus on there is an inner dialogue that goes on all the time, voluntarily and involuntarily. And most of the time, if it's not voluntarily, it's just going on. And you have to be able to distinguish between the two. If you guys pay attention to your inner dialogue, you're going to notice sometimes it self-sabotages. It doesn't align with what you want to do. For example, I'm going to give an example in a kind of a personal life. okay? And then I'll apply it to workouts. For those of you guys who are in a relationship or married or have kids, your higher intention is, I want to be loving, I want to be caring, I want to be there and supportive, right? No one's thinking, I want to fight, I want problems. But sometimes these thoughts that go on by itself comes up with reasons. She left that out again. I told her the other day, like, I hate when she does that. Blah, 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 blah. Are you trying to think those thoughts? Do you want to think those thoughts? We don't. It just comes on. So as you're creating the space between you and your thoughts, then as those thoughts come on, it's not like, you gotta hang on to it and be like, that's right, why does she always do that? It's just, that's just another thought. It's not me, it's just a thought that's coming through. If I agree with it, I'll take action. If I'm like, nope, that's not even where I wanna go, you don't. And that's where meditation comes in, because now you have created that awareness that these are just thoughts. A lot of it is not you. And you create that power where whatever comes, do I have to listen to it? Do I have to react to it? Do I have to respond to it? And then you can make that decision. So same thing with workouts. When you are in a workout, you guys come in, I want to get better. I want to improve. I want to get fitter. But as soon as you work out, this thought's saying, I can't do this. This is too hard. I need to stop. I don't know if I'm cut out for this. Do you want to think those thoughts? You don't, but it's coming anyways. So if you had control, you wouldn't have those thoughts, right? But you don't have control at this point. They're just thoughts. Just like breathing, it just breathes. That's what it does. Your respiratory system just breathes. That's its job. The mind, right now, that's what it does. It thinks. And the more you become more aware of these thoughts, and the more it becomes more voluntarily, then that means now you have control over your mind. Otherwise, the mind has control over you. It's come up with all these thoughts and you're just unconsciously reacting and responding to it. And if you pay attention, it's messing up your life in so many different ways. Arguments with your spouse, get angry at your kids, coming up with stories about your boss saying how crappy he is or she is, and all these things. But that doesn't align with what you want. It's coming and you're just thinking it's you. So the first thing is, there is that inner dialogue that goes on. And that is just a function of the mind. It just thinks. It just keeps thinking all the time. And the more you pay attention, the more you see the truth of it. I'm thinking whether I should spill the beans or let you guys figure it out. But I'm going to give you some insight. The more you pay attention to it, I've been doing this for a long time. The more you pay attention to it, you see the root of a lot of the thinking comes from fear. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of not being accepted, fear of the unknown, fear of getting replaced. There's so many that just keeps going on, and it just creates anxiety and stress and doubt and all that. And you guys already know this. I don't want that. I don't want any of that. But it's just coming. So one of the biggest things for mindset is, and that's why I was trying to emphasize today's class, is you have to see that. And also one thing It's one thing to understand it. Right here, you guys understand what I'm talking about? Anyone confused? Cool. It's one thing to understand it. Another thing to intellectually grasp it. Oh yeah, that makes sense. The other thing is to experience it. So say I'm gonna have you guys do this in your workouts. I'm just gonna have you guys pay attention to what your mind says. That's it. You're not gonna try to change it. You're not trying to stop it. You're just gonna pay attention to what it is. What's going on in there? What is it saying? That's it. And if you can, don't stop there. Bring it into your daily life. What is it saying? What's going on in there? And not trying to just identify with it immediately, but just, oh, that's what it's saying? Okay, that's nice, mind. So the other thing is experiencing it, okay? Then, after that, once you experience it, so teaching plus experience equals transformation. Once you experience it and then you start doing this regularly, you start embodying it. You start noticing this is just part of how you are. Now you can just separate you and these thoughts. And then once that happens, then it's a living reality for you. Just understanding it is not enough. It's not going to do anything for you. It's just another idea that's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Won't do anything for you unless you start applying it and you're like, I know what he's talking about. And then as you do it enough, I know what he's talking about. Now I really, not that I just know, I know from my own experience. Over and over again. You guys don't even have to meditate. We can do it here. Meditation is just a tool that's been used over the years. You guys are here 1 hour a day. You guys can apply it here. You're already here. In workouts, we're not really talking most of the time. You're just in there doing the work, and then your mind just goes. During this time, you just pay attention. Any of those who's doing long runs or long endurance, Christine was just saying she was in the run and her mind was just screaming all sorts of negative thoughts of, I'm too, whatever, I can't do it, blah, 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 blah. How do I overcome this? The first step is awareness. Without awareness, you can't do anything because you don't even know. I can move on to the next one and talk about how to change it. And then you can just forcefully change it, but it's not going to hit the root cause of where it's coming from, and knowing that the foundation is these thoughts are not you. So, in the practice coming forward, starting with this workout, just pay attention. Remember, your job is not to change it. If it's a negative thought, that's fine. Just notice that, wow, that's a negative thought. Do I want it there? No, it's just there. You don't even have to stop it. Like, oh my gosh, negative thought, I need to stop. Okay? Step one, foundation, just awareness. Don't fight it. When you're fighting it, it just creates more internal stress. Just by becoming aware of it, it loses its power. For example, the negative thought comes in, or, oh, that's just a negative thought that just came in. As soon as you see it, the power is lost. But as soon as you give it some energy, you respond to be like, oh, I can't do it. And then it's like, oh yeah, she's going for the trap. Now I'm gonna keep feeding more thoughts. Or worse, if you act to it, now it's like, oh yeah, now she's really into it. Now I'm gonna give all these other reasons to validate how she's feeling and why she has to do what she did, and etc. You don't need to feed it any energy. So we're just seeing. So generally, that's meditation. Nothing fancy, nothing religious, nothing spiritual. It's just sitting there. Very simple. Anyone can do it. You just sit there, try to do nothing, and you realize, as much as I try to do nothing, I can't. The heart pumps blood. That's what it does. Even if I try to stop it, I can't. My respiratory system, it just breathes. Whether I want to or not, it's just going to breathe. The mind, that's what it does. Thinking, thoughts. It's just the function of the mind. And of course, when you hear like those gurus and saints and masters reaching enlightenment or the space of no mind, that takes a lot of practice. One of the most common mistakes for meditation is people think, I need to quiet my mind. And they come in and they sit for 5 minutes and say, it's too hard, I can't do it. That's lifetimes of practice to get there. You're not going to get there. Not in this week, not in this month, not after a year, probably not in 10 years. But what you create is that space. That space between you and your thoughts. And that enough changes everything. Creating that space, and now you can consciously decide what to do with those thoughts. Those who are enlightened, or those that can empty their mind, what they say is, I've had few experiences of this. And it's the most blissful thing ever. When you're there, you start to experience life completely. There's no commentary. You're here, you just experience it completely. And the other thing is, the mind doesn't need to be there. Like, you don't need to use your mind for everything. When you need to use your mind, you use it. For work, I need to figure out this problem. The mind comes in and I'm going to figure out the problem. Otherwise, it's going to sit back and I'm just going to enjoy. If I'm eating, do I need to think? I don't. Do I need to compare it to previous times I had it? I don't. Do I need to think about work? I don't. When I'm eating, I can just enjoy eating. Every aspect of eating, just experiencing it. Let my taste just feel everything. As it digests, from hungry to feeling satisfied or full, just experiencing all of it and enjoying it. But instead, your mind is going and it's taking that experience away from you. Also, a lot of times, people who do things not knowingly, for example, adventure seekers, those who like to jump out of planes or do things where it's just, you just have to be in the moment. There's no time to think. For example, Olympic lifting, when you're just trying to make that lift, you don't have time to think of all that. In that moment, there are no thoughts. And at the time, it feels good. That's why people are drawn to these things where there are moments where the mind can just quiet and you're really experiencing life. But anyways, I think in our culture nowadays, we overemphasize the mind. The mind is, yes, very, very powerful, but only when you have control. If you don't have control, yes, the mind is very powerful and it can enhance your life. It is just as powerful the other way, where it can create a lot of problems in your life. So that's where you come in and you have to see and direct where it's going. So remember, understanding is one thing. Applying it is another thing. Experiencing it is another thing. And then making it a living reality is another thing. Okay? So right now, most of you guys are just, okay, I understand it. It makes sense. But you guys haven't really experienced it. So that's going to be your homework. Today, during the workout, just like I said, just see what goes on. Throughout your daily life, just see what goes on. And then now, as you do this, you might pause before reacting. Your kid does something, and then immediately your mind's just like, oh my gosh, that. And then now, instead of just reacting like that, you're just like, whoa, there's that thought. My kid's just a kid. I don't want to be mad at him. Then you don't have to do anything. Just that 1 second of awareness and just that 1 second of a, oh, it's just a thought. Then you don't have to respond. A bunch of these little things that you do throughout your daily life is going to change so much in every aspect. Your relationships, your career, your wealth, your health, your success. You're at more peace because you know that whatever comes up, your internal emotion doesn't have to be like this all the time. Your mind could be like this, but you could be right here. So that's it. So that's inner dialogue. Okay? So this week 1, just become aware of it. And just becoming aware of it, you'll already see that that has a power of its own. Just noticing it will stop it. You don't have to forcefully stop it. Don't even fight it. Don't even try to change it. Just see it. And then next week, we'll talk about how to transform the inner dialogue, how to change it, how to train it so that it works with you rather than against you. Good? All right, guys. That's it for today. Remember, apply it for the workout. Apply it in this week's workout. This will be your training ground, not just physically, but also in here. And if you guys want to really practice it, bring it back home too. You don't even have to do anything externally. All you're doing is just noticing inside. No one even has to know you're doing it. And then just watch as you do this each day. You'll start noticing over time there's going to be a huge difference. Okay? All right, guys, that's it. Cool, guys. Thanks for coming. Week 3 is how to change the inner dialogue.